If you're thinking about buying a home in 2026, what I'm about to tell you could save you tens of thousands of dollars, and I wish someone would have told me all of this before I bought my first home. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If it's your first time here, I'm Kevin Vecchio, your Austin luxury and lifestyle realtor. I help people just like you every week either relocate here, upgrade, downgrade, and everything in between. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about everything you need to know as a first-time home buyer in Austin, Texas in 2026. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for weekly content of home tours, value, and everything you need to know to be successful in your real estate journey. Let's get into today's video. So the first thing we're going to talk about is obviously how do you qualify for a home in 2026? What do you need? What does that look like? How much money do you need to have to put down? All of those things are really stressful if you don't know where to start or how much you need to save. So obviously it depends on exactly what your budget is, what the price point is, where you're going to buy as far as tax rates and things like that. But overall, the median down payment for first-time homebuyers in 2025 was 9%. So if you were thinking to yourself, I don't want to put 20% down on our first home, you don't have to. There's so many options that can get you. I mean, the median is 9%, but you can go even lower than that. With an FHA loan, you can get as low as 3.5%. And that's with a credit score of 580 or more. There's also VA loans for veterans where you can pay 0% down. And in some rural areas, there are opportunities for 0% down. And those are kind of unique one-offs, but it is possible. You just have to know how to navigate the market, which lenders to talk to really be successful when you're starting looking into the pre-approval and what exactly you need to prepare yourself for. So at the end of the day, as a new home buyer, are you gonna expect to pay 20% or more in down payments? Probably not. Anywhere from 3% maybe to that 9% median. It just depends on how much the property is, what the credit score is, and if it's an FHA loan, conventional loan. There's so many factors, but there's options, so don't be afraid. Now, on top of not having to pay a full 20% down and maybe getting in that 3% range, there's also down payment assistant programs. That's right, there's programs that actually help you with the down payment, and some are like grants that you don't even have to pay back. As of Q3 in 2025, there are a record 2,624 down payment assistant programs available, with average benefits of $18,000. You just need to search on your local housing authority website, which Austin definitely has, and many of those loans are forgivable. You just have to know where to look, and experts like myself would be able to help you find out exactly what you qualify for. So the next thing that everyone worries about, especially when they're first getting into home buying, is the interest rates. The interest rates are the hot topic, especially right now. And a 30-year fixed mortgage right now, as of February 5th, is 6.11% for 30-year and 5.37% for a 15-year. Now, while this is no 3% pandemic rates, these are historically normal. Now, a quick reality check for everyone who is waiting for the rates to drop or just has that feeling that they're gonna go back to 3% or 4%. If you wait for the rates to drop, this could cost you in the long run with appreciation. Now, not only are we in a sort of normal interest rate sector, which they're continuing to come down. I mean, being sub 6 even for a 15-year is huge right now. But let's not forget about the new build communities and the incentives that they offer. New build communities are able to offer interest rates as low as 2.99 or 2-1 buy downs, 3.99 fixed 30-year rates. They have so many options because they are new construction homes. They've already put up a bunch of money a long time ago to be able to buy down these rates to give these incentives to their buyers. Now, with that being said, you still need a realtor in your corner, such as myself, a professional who's able to negotiate and get you the best rate and the best qualification possible so that you're set up for success. It also comes with closing cost incentives as far as covering all the closing costs or upgrades or flex cash, which means that they'll give you maybe $30,000 to do whatever you want to do with, whether it's buying down the rate or using it towards upgrades, closing costs. It's totally up to you. But this is a huge opportunity and one of the main things that I'll tell first-time homebuyers, especially in Austin, because there are so many new build communities, there's a lot of potential to get something amazing for not that much. All right, let's talk about the reality of the market for a second. Exactly how much is made up of first-time homebuyers just as yourself? First-time homebuyers now make up just 24% of all home purchases, and that's down from 32% in 2023. An average first-time homebuyer is 38 years old with a household income of $97,000. So competition is real, but inventory has improved in many markets. So in a nutshell, is it harder than before? Yes. But is it possible? Absolutely. Now, as far as finding out what your purchase power is and exactly what that looks like, you're gonna wanna get pre-approved before you even go and start your search. Because the last thing you wanna do is get really excited about a home and then find out that you're not qualified for it. So having a concrete idea of exactly what you can spend, what you can qualify for, is gonna make everything easier because you're gonna be confident in every house you walk into, knowing that if you fall in love with it, you can actually put an offer in. Now, I'm gonna tell you another reality here of first-time home buying. So when you think about the down payment, that's one thing, right? So if you are, say you got the 3% down payment, you're going to want to budget a little higher than that because the down payment doesn't include all of the closing costs that come along with buying a new home. So typically, if this is a resale home, costs can range from about 3 to 4% of the home price just for closing costs. The home inspection itself can be $300 to $500. There's the moving expenses, immediate repairs or the updates. So you want to keep about 3 to 6 months of emergency funds after closing. So a good practice is to set aside 1 to 3% of your home's value annually for maintenance and unexpected repairs. Because we all know that things happen, especially if it's a resale home. You want to make sure you're prepared so that you're not stressing out when the AC goes out or you have a water heater problem, that you're prepared and you already have it in the bank to have it taken care of. Now, I'm going to mention again, because this is another huge part, that those closing costs that add on to the down payment, that's another reason to go to a new construction community now in Austin, because there are builders who will cover it entirely or at least give you, I just got my clients up to $10,000 on one, and it turns out that the closing costs were only around $7,800. So it covered the entire thing. So I'm just saying, new construction could be a great avenue if you're really trying to save as much as possible up front. Now, this one seems to be a no-brainer, but trust me, I've seen the mistake happen. You need to get an inspection before anything. When you go under contract, you want to get a home inspection by someone that you trust or that your real estate professional can provide for you to see exactly what's going on with the house. Because you don't know what's going to come up out of the woodworks or how old the roof is or what's going on under the floors or how the electrical is. You want to make sure you cover every single base possible before you get to the closing table. And now you might think to yourself, well, what if you do new construction? It's a brand new build. I don't need an inspection. False. You 100% need an inspection on a new build home because just like all the others, the builders could have made mistakes. There could be nails popping out of places. The water heater could have been installed incorrectly. The foundation could be off. You just never know. You don't want to put your full trust that just because it's a new build, that it's going to be perfect. Because I promise it's not. All right, so let's talk about finances one more time. I know this is the most stressful part, but it's the most important part. I'm gonna tell you some things to not do when you're getting ready to buy a home. Lenders are gonna check your credit twice, once at the application and one before closing. Why does this matter? Because if you open a new credit card or finance furniture or make any large purchases during that time, it's going to ding your credit and it could possibly disqualify you from getting that property. And also, if all possible, don't change jobs, because all of these things can derail the closing even days before, and you don't want that. So if you want that new couch or the big TV you want to finance, or any big purchases like a car, that's a big no-no. Just wait till after closing, then go to the furniture store, go to the car dealership, and do what you need to do, but do not do it between the period when you're buying a house and closing. So finding the perfect house is one thing, right? But there's also finding the perfect neighborhood. So you want to make sure that when you find that house and you fall in love with it, especially if you have kids or you want to build a family, you want to make sure that the neighborhood and the places around you are exactly what you're looking for. You want to make sure that the commute to your jobs during rush hour, or there's the right markets around you, your favorite stores, restaurants, schools for your kids. You want to take all these things into account, because the dream home is the dream home, but if you have to deal with all these different sacrifices, you're going to want to kind of rethink location. So for just a heads up, if you really fall in love with the house, visit it at different times of the day. Maybe in the morning, the evening, get a feel of what exactly it looks like driving in and out of that area. Last but not least, let's talk about the number one thing that I believe is a misconception on new home buyers' minds, is waiting for the perfect time, or waiting for the market to shift, or waiting for that perfect market time. Housing markets rarely shift overnight, and you have to plan for the market you're in, not the one that you wish existed. Because every year that you wait, you're paying rent with zero equity, and home values historically appreciate 3 to 5% annually. So even waiting 1 year to buy can cost you in rent and appreciation. So if you're trying to buy your first home in 2026, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm going to tell you that with the 3% interest rates, or even lower with new constructions, the over 2,000 assistant programs that can help you towards closing costs, that it is possible. The biggest mistake is thinking you need to be perfect. You don't. You just need to be prepared. So if you're ready to make that move, or even see what you qualify for, or you want to start looking in areas that you believe you want to move in, give me a call, comment below. I would love to help you on your journey. If you found this video helpful, or if you think I missed anything that you need to know with buying a new home in 2026, also comment below or send me a DM. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for weekly videos, and I will see you on the next video.